So children, I am going to present the screen. Is the screen visible to you, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is there on the screen?
Sir, if you want to
Can
hear
anyone
God,
read?
If you want to hear God laugh, then tell him your plans.
Okay, that means you should be happy, and when you are happy, at that time you should tell your plans to God. Okay, because when you talk to God in happiness, then only the God listens your plans. And what about this? What is this?
School
This is your
corridor.
corridor.
Sir,
school
school
corridor,
campus.
स्कूल कैंपस। देख के मजा आता है इसको, खूब मस्ती करते हैं आप यहीं पे। Yeah. So let's start. See, the first chapter that we are studying, that is matter present in our surrounding, is now deleted to the syllabus of the year. For session 2020 and 21, first chapter, matter in our surrounding, is deleted from the syllabus. So it will not be assessed in any periodic as well as in the annual examination. Therefore, we are going to start the second chapter. The second chapter has is matter around us pure. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can talk. जब भी आपको कोई बात करनी हो आप बोल सकते हैं बीच. So second chapter is matter around us pure. We know that whatever matter is present in our surrounding, some matter are pure form and some are impure. Let's see what matter are in pure form and what are in impure form. So to understand the purity of matter, let's understand the classification of matter first. So matter can be broadly classified on two bases. These two bases are physical classification based on physical properties, and chemical classification based on chemical composition and chemical properties. So on the basis of physical composition or physical properties, matter is classified into three types. These three types of matter are solids, liquids, and gases. Whereas on the basis of chemical structure or chemical composition or chemical properties, matter is classified into two types. These two types are pure matter and mixtures. So on the basis of chemical properties, matter is classified into two types. These are pure matter and mixtures. Pure matter means elements and compounds. So pure matter is further classified into two types. These are elements and compounds. Elements are further classified into three types. These three types of elements are metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Whereas compounds are of two types, inorganic compounds and organic compounds. Mixtures are further classified into two types. These two types of mixtures are homogeneous mixtures, also called solutions, and heterogeneous mixtures. So how many types of mixtures are there in all? Two. Okay. These two types of mixtures are homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. So children, what do you mean by pure substances? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by pure substances?
So your voice is not clear.
Earlier I asked you if there is any problem, you should respond immediately. So my question is, what do you mean by pure substances?
Which have the
My
same
audible?
kind of matter.
Single type of particles.
Yes, very good. So pure matter are those matter which consist of only one kind of particles. All right. And the particles are generally of three types. What are these three types of particles? Atoms, molecules, and ions. Atoms, Molecules and ions are three usual types of particles. So let's see what are pure substances. Pure substances means a homogeneous material which contains particles of one kind and has a different set of properties. They are of two types, namely elements and compounds. Means pure substances includes elements and compounds. Some examples of elements are metals like iron, silver, etc. and compounds like water, sodium chloride, etc. So pure substances are those substances which consist of only one kind of atoms or molecules. Right? Now, pure substances are categorized into two types. These two types of substances are elements and compounds. Elements are the form of matter which consists of only one kind of atoms, and compounds are those substances which consist of only one kind of molecules made up of different elements. So some examples of elements are metals like iron, silver, copper, gold, etc. Whereas compounds are water, sodium chloride, sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate, etc. Let's see what are characteristics of pure substances. The first important characteristic of pure substance is a pure substance is homogeneous. That means a pure substance has uniform distribution of particles. जो भी particles उसके अंदर होते हैं वो सभी पार्टिकल का एक फिक्स पैटर्न ऑफ अरेंजमेंट, यूनिफॉर्म पैटर्न ऑफ अरेंजमेंट होता है. So a pure substance is always homogeneous in nature. It contains particles of only one kind. Second important characteristic, a pure substance has a definite composition as well as fixed melting point and boiling point. The melting point and boiling points of pure substance like elements and compounds is always fixed. If we know the melting point and boiling point of a substance, we can easily identify what substance is it. ठीक है, इसका मतलब a pure substance has fixed melting points and boiling points. It has fixed composition also. Then third important property is a pure substance cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by simple physical means. Simple physical means winnowing, decantation, filtration, distillation, chromatography, sublimation. These are physical methods of separation. A pure substance cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by simple physical methods like filtration, decantation, evaporation, distillation, chromatography, magnetic separation, etc. So, what are characteristics of mixtures? A mixture may be homogeneous or heterogeneous, whereas a pure substance is always homogeneous. Remember, a pure substance is always homogeneous, but a mixture can be homogeneous as well as it can be heterogeneous. A mixture can be separated into other kinds of matter by physical means. A mixture does not have a fixed composition and a fixed melting point and boiling point. इसका मतलब मिक्सचर्स का कंपोजिशन फिक्स नहीं होता, मिक्सचर्स का मेल्टिंग पॉइंट एंड बॉइलिंग पॉइंट फिक्स नहीं होता. ठीक है, और मेथड्स लाइक filtration, evaporation, ऐसे सेपरेट नहीं करता. मिक्सचर होमोजेनियस होते हैं, मतलब उनमें यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पार्टिकल्स हो सकता है. अगर यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पार्टिकल्स है, then the mixture is called homogeneous. If the uniform distribution of particles is not there, then the mixture will be called heterogeneous mixture. All right? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's see. First study substance. We know that pure substances includes elements elements. An element is a pure
Your voice
substance
is not clear.
that is composed.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
क्या हो गया आज वॉइस को? एक सेकेंड. So am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is because of poor network. Better, otherwise everything is working. Network may be little bit slow, so we have to adjust with that. So first kind of pure substance is elements. What is element? An element is a pure substance that is composed of only one kind of atoms. They cannot be broken down into simpler substances by physical or chemical methods. At present, in total, 118 elements are discovered. In the modern periodic table, there are 118 elements. Some of these important elements are, you see, left to right: hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium, etc. Fine. The elements which are shown in this periodic table with sky blue color. Can you see the elements which are in sky blue color boxes? These elements are non-metals. So elements which are present in boxes colored with sky blue color are non-metals. The elements which are shown here in the periodic table in deep blue colors are metals. ये जो deep blue color से दिखाई दिए हैं, lithium, beryllium, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, etc. These are metals. And you can see here the elements which are shown in peach color boxes: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium, and astatine. These are non-metals. Sorry, these are metalloids. So what are metalloids? Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium, and astatine are metalloids. And at the bottom there are two rows, one with dark pink and another with light pink. These are also metals, but they are radioactive metals. Radioactive metal means which emits highly energetic radiations like alpha, beta, gamma radiations. So altogether there are 118 elements present in modern periodic table. Let's see the characteristics of elements. What are the characteristics of elements? Let us try to understand one by one. First, each element consists of only one kind of atoms. No element have same kind of atoms. For example, if I take two elements, one element is oxygen and another element carbon. So carbon will consist of only atoms of carbon. Similarly, the element oxygen will consist of only the atoms of oxygen. कार्बन का कितना भी बड़ा मास आप ले लो, कितना भी बड़ा वॉल्यूम ले लो, उसमें सिर्फ कार्बन के ही एटम्स होंगे. Only one kind of atoms होंगे, that is that of carbons. Similarly, ऑक्सीजन कितना भी ज्यादा ले लो, अगर वो प्योर ऑक्सीजन है तो उसमें सिर्फ ऑक्सीजन एटम्स ही होंगे, दूसरे एलिमेंट्स के एटम्स नहीं होंगे. An element may exist as individual atom or as molecules made up of same kind of atoms. मतलब क्या है, एक एलिमेंट में या तो सिंगल एटम होगा या उसके मॉलिक्यूल्स होंगे. मॉलिक्यूल्स में सेम एलिमेंट के दो या दो से अधिक एटम्स हो सकते हैं. If an element has only one atom in the molecule, listen carefully. If an element has only one atom in its molecule, then the molecule is called monoatomic molecule. So monoatomic molecules are those molecules which consists of only one atom, like iron, Fe, aluminium, Al, mercury, Hg, gold, Au, etc. See, in the symbol you can see that the symbol consists of only one atom. Therefore, their molecules are called monoatomic molecules. Once again, I repeat, monoatomic molecules means those molecules which consist of only one atom. All right. Then elements like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. consists of two atoms in a molecule. So one molecule of hydrogen, one molecule of oxygen, one molecule of nitrogen, one molecule of chlorine, etc. consists of two atoms bonded together. Such molecules which consist of two atoms are called diatomic molecules. Understood what are diatomic molecules? Diatomic molecules are those molecules which consist of two atoms. Then elements like phosphorus consist of 4 atoms, P4, and sulfur, S8, means 8 atoms are present in one molecule of sulfur, are known as polyatomic molecules. So polyatomic molecules are those molecules which consist of 3 or more than 3 atoms in single molecule. All right. So I think you might have understood the concept of monoatomic molecules, diatomic molecules, and polyatomic molecules. Is it clear now?
Sir, one doubt.
Yes.
Sir, what is the difference between molecules and atoms?
Yeah. Okay. Atom is the smallest indivisible particle of matter which may or may not exist. मतलब एटम किसी भी मैटर का वह सबसे छोटा पार्टिकल होता है जो नेचर में सिंगल एटम के रूप में पाया भी जा सकता है और नहीं भी पाया जा सकता है. क्लियर? So atom is the smallest particle of matter which may or may not exist independently in nature. But a molecule is the smallest particle of matter which exists independently in nature. तो मॉलिक्यूल किसी भी मैटर का वह सबसे छोटा पार्टिकल है जो नेचर में पाया जाता है. कंपल्सरली इट शुड बी फाउंड इन नेचर. जनरली अ मॉलिक्यूल कंसिस्ट ऑफ 2 or more atoms combined together or bonded together. But sometimes even a single atom can behave as molecule. When a single atom behaves as a molecule, such molecules are known as monoatomic molecules. Is it clear now? Is the difference between atom and molecule clear?
Yes, sir.
Once again, I will repeat. Atoms are the smallest particle of matter which may or may not exist independently in nature. But a molecule is the smallest particle of matter which exists independently in nature compulsorily. If an atom is found in nature, if an atom exists independently in nature, then instead of calling it as atom, we should call it as monoatomic molecule. So single atom is considered as monoatomic molecule. But diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic, they are called molecules. So molecules always, most of the time, they consist of 2 or more atoms combined together. But sometimes they may exist as single atom also and are called monoatomic molecules. Then next property, an element is pure homogeneous substance. Pure means it is kind of consists of only one kind of atoms. Homogeneous means there is uniform or fixed arrangement of atoms in a substance. So if there is uniform composition or uniform distribution of atoms in an element, then we say that the element is homogeneous substance. Fine. Now elements have their own fixed melting points and boiling points. हर एक एलिमेंट का मेल्टिंग पॉइंट और बॉइलिंग पॉइंट फिक्स होता है. व्हाट इज मेल्टिंग पॉइंट? द टेम्परेचर एट विच अ सब्सटेंस गेट्स कन्वर्टेड इनटू लिक्विड स्टेट विदाउट फर्दर राइज इन टेम्परेचर at 1 atmospheric pressure. Every element has fixed melting point. If we come to know the melting point, then we can easily determine what element is it. Similarly, elements have fixed boiling points. That means if we know the boiling point of a particular element, we can identify what element it is. Clear? An atom is the smallest particle of an element taking part in a chemical reaction. Here there is a definition of atom. You can write this definition of atom also. An atom is the smallest particle of an element taking part in a chemical reaction. Or you can write an atom is the smallest particle of matter which may or may not exist independently in nature. Then an element may chemically react with another elements to form compounds. So when two or more elements combine together chemically, they form compounds. Right? So compounds are those matter which are made up of two or more elements combined together chemically. Let's see classification of elements. So elements are classified as metals, non-metals, and metalloids. There are three types of elements: metals, non-metals, and metalloids, as we had seen just before in the periodic table. Now, here is the difference in physical properties of some metals and non-metals. First difference, physical state. So metals are generally solid at room temperature except mercury, which is liquid. Most of the metals are solid at room temperature. Room temperature means 25 degrees Celsius. There is one exception, that is mercury, which is a liquid metal. Non-metals except bromine are either solid or gases at room temperature. So most of the non-metals are either solids or gases. There is only one non-metal which is found in liquid state at room temperature, and this is bromine, Br. Then the second property is hardness. Metals are generally hard except sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So these elements, sodium, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they belong to first vertical column of periodic table. You can see here, ये first column of periodic table. हाइड्रोजन छोड़ दीजिए, नॉन मेटल है, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. These elements which are present in first group or vertical column of periodic table are called alkali metals. Why they are called alkali metals? Because their oxides get completely dissolved in water. So those elements whose oxides means compounds with oxygens are completely soluble in water are called as alkali metals. Alkali metals includes lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium, first group elements. So come here, metals are generally hard except alkali metals like sodium, potassium, etc., which are soft metals. They are so soft that they can be cut with the help of a knife or scissor. इनको एक चाकू से या कैंची से काट सकते हैं, इतने सॉफ्ट होते हैं. They look like leather, चमड़े जैसे दिखाई देते हैं. Now, non-metals except diamond, which is one form of carbon. What is diamond? Diamond is an allotropic form of carbon, and boron. ठीक है? So non-metals are generally soft except diamond and boron, which are hard enough. Then density. What is meant by density? Density means ratio of mass of a substance to its volume. So density equals mass upon volume. ठीक है? Except alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, all metals have high density. So metals like iron, copper, silver, gold have high density. Some exceptions are there. These exceptions are alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, etc. Non-metals generally have low densities. जैसे ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन, इन सब की डेंसिटी क्या होती है? कम होती है. Then melting points and boiling points. Metals generally have high melting and boiling points except mercury, which is liquid and have low melting point and boiling points. Similarly, alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium also have low melting points and boiling points. The element gallium, Ga, is a metal and it has low melting point. It has such a small melting point such that if it is kept in your palm, then it melts. अगर हम गैलियम को अपने हथेली में रख लें तो वो मेल्ट हो जाता है. क्यों मेल्ट हो जाता है? क्योंकि हमारे हथेली का टेम्परेचर कितना होता है? अराउंड 35 और 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस. तो 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे ये मेल्ट हो जाता है गैलियम. गैलियम हैज मेल्टिंग पॉइंट 35 डिग्री सेल्सियस, which is equal to our body temperature. So which metals have low melting points and boiling points? Mercury, alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, and gallium. These are the metals which have low melting points and boiling points. all other metals have high melting points and boiling points. Non-metals except carbon and boron have low melting points and boiling points. Why carbon and boron have high melting points and boiling points? Because they have large density, they are hard enough. Next property is malleability. What is malleability? You might have studied it in class 8. Malleability is the property of metals by which they can be converted into thin sheets upon hammering. It means when metals are hammered, they get converted into thin sheets instead of getting broken down into smaller pieces. This property of metals, by nature of which they can be converted into thin sheets upon hammering, is known as malleability. Metals are generally malleable except mercury and alkali metals. Gold is the most malleable metal. Remember, which is the most malleable metal? Gold, followed by platinum, then followed by silver. Non-metals are non-malleable, rather they are brittle. Brittle means when they are hammered, they break into pieces. So non-metals are non-malleable, rather they are brittle, that is, they shatter into pieces upon hammering. Next property is ductility. Ductility is the property of metals by which they can be converted into thin wires upon stretching. That means when metals are stretched by applying force, they get converted into thin wires. This property of metals by which they get converted into thin wires upon stretching is known as ductility. Metals are generally ductile except mercury and alkali metals. Gold is the most ductile metal, followed by platinum and then silver, then copper, aluminium. Non-metals are non-ductile, means wires of non-metals cannot be made. Okay? So non-metals cannot be converted into thin wires upon stretching, that is, they are non-ductile, rather they are brittle. Luster. Luster means shining appearance of freshly cut surfaces of metals. When metals are cut, then their freshly cut surfaces have shining appearance. This shining appearance of freshly cut surfaces of metals is known as luster. Okay, so metals are generally lustrous, मतलब उनमें चमक होती है. Metals are generally lustrous except mercury and alkali metals like sodium, potassium, etc., which are dull. Here we should make one correction. Mercury is also lustrous, so I am removing mercury from exception. Now metals are generally lustrous except alkali metals like sodium, potassium, etc., which are dull in appearance, देखने में गंदे दिखते हैं. Non-metals are generally non-lustrous or dull in appearance except diamond and iodine. Diamond, which is an allotropic form of carbon, is the most lustrous substance. It is most brilliant substance, whereas iodine also possesses some luster. So non-metals which possess luster are diamond and iodine. Besides this, all other non-metals are non-lustrous or dull in appearance. Then sonority. Sonority means property by virtue of which metals produce ringing sounds when hit with hard objects. So when metals are hit with hard objects, they produce ringing sounds. Therefore, they are used to make bells. स्कूल बेल वगैरह होती है, मेटल्स के बनते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि जब उसको हम हिट करते हैं तो दे प्रोड्यूस रिंगिंग साउंड, घंटी टन 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 की आवाज आती है. तो सोनोरिटी क्या है? Sonority is a property by virtue of which a metal produces ringing sounds when hit with hard object. Metals are generally sonorous, means they produce ringing sounds, except mercury and alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, etc. Non-metals are non-sonorous, they do not produce ringing sounds. Then ninth, electrical and thermal conductivity. Electrical conductivity means whether they allow electric current to pass through them or not. Thermal conductivity means whether they allow heat to pass through them or not. So Let's see what about the electrical and thermal conductivity of metals and non-metals. So metals are good conductor of electricity as well as heat. Silver is the best conductor of electricity. सबसे ज्यादा स्पीड से करंट किसमें फ्लो होती है? सिल्वर में. तो सिल्वर यानी चांदी. सिल्वर इज द बेस्ट कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, whereas gold is the best conductor of heat. Best conductor of electricity, silver. Best conductor of heat, gold. Non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity, except graphite, which is another allotrope of carbon, means another physical form of carbon, is a good conductor of electricity. That means graphite, which is a non-metal, is a good conductor of electricity. Graphite is found in the black rod which is present inside dry cell or the black lead of your pencil. Okay, these are good conductor of electricity. So graphite, which is carbon, is good conductor of electricity. Besides this, all non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Next property is tensile strength. Tensile strength का मतलब क्या होता है कि वो कितना मजबूत है. So we take 1 meter thin wire of metal and non-metal and try to suspend some weights, ठीक है, by holding with them. और ये देखते हैं कि कौन वायर कितना ज्यादा मेटल को होल्ड कर सकता है सस्पेंड करने से. तो जो जितना ज्यादा वजन को होल्ड कर पाएगा उसकी टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ उतनी ही ज्यादा होगी. जो कम वेट को होल्ड कर पाएगा उसकी टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ कम होगी. टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ का मतलब क्या है? उसकी एलिमेंट की मजबूती. सो मेटल्स हैव हाई टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ whereas non-metals have low tensile strength. So this is all about difference between metals and non-metals with respect to their physical properties. Now what are compounds? Compounds are the pure form of matter which are made up of 2 or more elements combined together chemically in a fixed proportion by their mass. हमने अभी क्या पढ़ा कि elements are made up of only one kind of atoms, but compounds क्या है? Compounds are the pure form of matter which are made up of 2 or more elements which are combined together chemically in a definite ratio or in a fixed ratio by their mass. For example, we can call water as a compound. Water is a compound as it consists of 2 elements, hydrogen and oxygen, combined together in fixed proportion of 1:8 by their mass. A molecule of water always consists of 2 elements, hydrogen and oxygen, and hydrogen and oxygen in a molecule of water are always present in ratio 1:8 by their mass. If this ratio is changed, then the compound will not be called water. Let's see how I have calculated this ratio. So water का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? H2O. तो H2 और O के बीच में रेशियो निकालते हैं. H2 मतलब हाइड्रोजन का एटॉमिक मास कितना होता है? 1U. और कितने एटम्स है हाइड्रोजन के? 2, इसलिए मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2. रेशियो एटॉमिक मास ऑफ ऑक्सीजन 16U. U कैंसिल आउट. 2 1 जा 2 और ये हो गया 16. So 2:16 gives 1:8. So if we find the ratio by mass between hydrogen and oxygen in a molecule of water, we find that the ratio is 1:8. All right, means the mass of oxygen is 8 times greater than the mass of hydrogen in one molecule of water. So this is the definition of compounds. Properties of compounds we'll discuss in the next class. The clock says it's 2:36. I would come back to meet so that if you have any doubt, you can ask your doubts.